October is a single mother who, at the beginning of the film, is looking to adopt a large, as she puts it, African-American teenage boy in order to have a sort of blindside situation. And, of course, that's not what she gets, and she learns to love him anyway. October herself is severe, and the subject matter of the movie is actually quite serious. And I think the key with softening anything like this is throughout the movie, it gets softer, it gets easier. You know, everything gets wrapped up in a nice bow at the end of a comedy. And so I think for my character, coming in, wanting to pick your specific child, and then letting go of that, relinquishing that control. So I think bringing levity in the third act is always a crowd pleaser. It's based on a true story, and for a lot of people who don't know anything about the world of adoption, I think it opens it up in a very accessible way, and it approaches the topic with a lot of love, and that love comes from experience from Sean, who obviously wrote the movie. And I think it broaches a topic that a lot of people have to deal with, and they do it through humor, and that's the best way to get anyone to listen. Families come in all shapes and sizes and dimensions, and there is no such thing as a perfect family, and you don't always get to decide your family, but in some cases you can create a family if you want one. So come for me and stay for, I don't know, like the Oscar winner, or like Byrne, or Mark Walhberg, movie stars, but I'm a stand-up comic. Who doesn't want to see that on the big screen? Yeah. I've been in one movie before, so if you want to see a pro, this is not it. Tig and Octavia together are hilarious. Octavia Spencer is Octavia Spencer, and Tig is so brilliant with subtleties and playing off of her, and she does it brilliantly, and she's got great timing, and they're endearing. Like, you actually believe that they care, and they work with children, and that they want families to be together, and Tig is just a master at getting in those subtle, sort of monotone just digs, and it's really hard to keep a straight face. She's very funny. I didn't know anything about foster care or adoption when I started this movie, and this sounds ignorant, but I learned that all kinds of families adopt kids. You know, I think the world wants you to think it's just like wealthy white people and people that do it for like a government subsidy, and I was talking to some of the people on set. It is all families, all colors, all sizes, and I also realize how many children there are in foster care and how many need families. And, you know, it's a rigorous process. I didn't realize how many steps there were in the fostering classes and learning how to properly adopt a child, because there's so much psychological work to be done. So my hat's off to all the men and women that do that work selflessly. I'm sure they don't get paid $1 billion. And it really is selfless work that benefits kids, and, you know, these kids just want to be loved, and just listening to the words and how they react, you know, it's an unfortunate situation, and it's really lovely that there are people out there who are willing to step up for whatever reason and create their own instant family. I think it's a human quality. If something isn't part of your world, you don't tend to think about it. And I think a lot of people are gonna see this movie. Yes, it helps that there's big movie stars sort of easing you into the world of adoption, but I think people will see this and realize it's not just for certain people, and it's not some gritty other world where poor kids go because there's something wrong with their parents. Like, there's all kinds of reasons, and all kinds of people adopt for all kinds of reasons. I think this movie, I know everybody says this movie really has everything. I think Sean did a great job of populating the adoption group with all different kinds of people. I don't really think any two couples are alike, all different colors and shades and races and sizes. I am the only single mom, but I think there is a single dad in there. So I think this is the kind of movie where maybe you'll see yourself in the adoption group. Maybe that will be you and your partner, or you're thinking of adopting, maybe you can't have children. Maybe you are adopted. And even if this world is totally foreign to you, it's a funny, touching movie. you can't help but get emotional at some of the speeches and some of the scenes because it's so steeped in reality, in Sean's experience. And that's what makes a good movie, like having it just based in an everyday experience.